Happy morning, everyone. Welcome to witness the wonders in the making. Our Raksters have undergone the process to explore, understand, analyze, collaborate, and create wonderful learning experiences even on a virtual platform. Although the impact of the pandemic has affected children more than anybody else, our learners of grade 2 have shown their strength by showing nothing can stop us from learning. Now, over to Sparsh.
Happy morning, everyone. I'm Sparsh of grade 2. Every morning brings us a new thought, new words, new friend, and endless possibility. So, to enlighten us and brighten our mornings, here comes Hasni to lead us with the prayer.
Thank you, Sparsh. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakchat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya, Suryakodi Samaprabha, Nivitnam Guruve Deva. सर्वकायेषु सर्वदा ॐ असतो मा सर्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धेर्भवतु मे सदा.
Thank you, Hasni. Now, I request Sanandana to take over the much awaited student conference.
Thank you, Space. Happy morning, everyone. I am Sanantana of grade 2. Today we are all excited to meet everyone virtually to share our learning process and our experience through our online classes during this pandemic. We do miss our school, but still we do not miss out any of our learning activities. Today, we the students of grade 2 are here to share how we learn, what we learn, how we enjoy learning our online classes.
Sanandana.
Hold your horses, Himavat. We are going to start with you. Now, what is Himavat? Drugan and Jug is going to share with us.
Hi, Drugan. How did you enjoy your holidays?
I had a nice fun time with my new friend. He's a robot, you know. We played in the park together, we ate together, and he told me bedtime stories too. And he slept with me every day.
Hello, Drugan. I can't believe this. How can a robot be a friend? It is not a living thing. I believe. It is not you.
Of course, Himavat, it is not a living thing. Do you remember what we learned in science? The 7 life processes?
Yes, Yug. I do remember the life processes. Movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, production, excretion, and nutrition. And also Mr. Green to remember these life processes.
Does a robot have all these 7 life processes? I don't think so. The robot can only move. It does not have any other life processes, so it is a non-living thing.
Yes, Yug. Durhan has told us a fiction story.
Yes, it is just an imagination. It is just an imagination.
Ha ha ha! Yes, it's a fiction story. How can I explain this into a non-fiction story, Himavat?
Yes, we can have a puppy. Yes, I can. Instead of a robot, you can have a puppy in your story. But it may not tell you bedtime stories. Ha ha ha.
Now I think Sudan has got something to say.
Yes, Anandana, robot does not have the 7 life processes involved about plants. They have all the 7 life processes.
Of course, Sudan. Plants have all the 7 life processes. They grow, they reproduce through seed stems and buds, and they and they and they
That's okay, Kian. You can take a time off and then come back.
Plants prepare their own food.
they prepare their own food using air, water, and sunlight.
Yes, Sudan.
Yes, Kiran. Even I grew from coriander plants using coriander seeds.
Even I grew some methi, and my mom used it for making methi chapati. It was yummy. I also tried to grow mint using the stem of a mint plant.
Yeah, Vijay, I could see a plant covered with a plastic cover near you. May I know what it is?
It's an experimental setup. We all know humans excrete. Do you all know that plants also excrete? Yes, this method helped me to investigate this. I took a plant and covered it with a plastic cover. I left the setup for one whole day. The next day, I could see a little water collected in the cover. Where did we get this water from? Actually, after the process of photosynthesis, the excess water is excreted by the plants through the stomata.
Now, Mukund and Pratiksha, can you explain the same life process in a human?
Hi everyone. Our body needs to get rid of extra water built up in the blood. This job is done by our 2 kidneys. Pratiksha, can you show the model of the urinary system you have made and explain it?
Yes, Mohan, I can. The urinary system starts from the kidney. All humans have 2 kidneys. The blood enters the kidney and all the wastewater and the chemicals are drained out each kidney. Then the clean blood continues around the body. The wastewater trickles through this tube called the ureters, and then it gets collected in a bag-like structure called the bladder. And do you know, only when the bladder is full, we feel like using the restroom immediately.
Yes, Pratiksha. But we often run into the restroom during the class time, right? I know a fact. In 4 minutes, all the blood passes to our kidneys to be cleaned.
Aryan, now I see Aryan. Now Aryan is having a model and is ready to share his learning with us.
Yes, Sandra, I have a model of a human lungs. Breathing is the process of inhaling air and exhaling air. This is the tracheal windpipe, divides into the bronchi. We breathe with our lungs. When we inhale, air enters to the trachea into the lungs. Oxygen from air is passed into the Breath streams from lungs through tiny air sacs called alveoli. When we exhale, carbon dioxide is sent out and the lungs contract. Do you want to see the lungs expand and contract? This is how the lungs work. Thank you.
Dia, I could see lots of pictures of different plants.
Sanandana? Pratyush, can you start?
Okay, I would like to share a few facts about our lungs. A person usually breathes an average of 13 pints of air every minute. Lungs aren't the same size to accommodate the heart. The right lung is larger than the left lung for humans. The lungs float on water. It's not something most people are aware but actually the lungs are the only organ in the human body that are capable of floating on water. Thank you.
Dia, I could see lots of pictures of different plants. Can you explain it, Dia? I think even Harni has grown some plants at her home. Can you share your experience with us, Harni?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am very happy to share my experience with you all. Growing plants is like growing your own jewelry. Firstly, I would only thank my science class, which inspired me to grow plants, and that developed into a hobby. On seeing your plants grow and flower, you feel like heaven is under our feet. First, I started with some chili seeds in a pot. Every day I used to water the plant. Patience is virtue. Voila! One fine day, chili started to germinate. I transplanted the plants into another big pot. I was on cloud 9 when I first saw the plants flowering. Since there were no bees around, I pollinated myself using a brush. Few days after, chili started to grow from the flowers. Plants started to grow very big and produce green chilies. Many chilies started to grow. My family used the chilies for cooking. The plants surprise me every day with new chilies. Now I have a jasmine plant added to my hobby. I'm very happy with my newfound hobby. This taught me a great lesson. Nature never fails if you take care of it properly. Thank you, nature. And I found that Capsicum annuum is a botanical name for green chili. Thank you.
Wow, that was great learning experience with Mrs. Grant. Now we move on to the topic of sorting living things. I call Milonica to start with.
We learned about classification of animals. Do you know that classification is a way of organizing things in a group according to similar characteristics?
Yes, Monica. Do you remember we learned the characteristics of plants and animals? I would like to share the share characteristics of an insect. We even made an ant in our science class. The ant has 3 body parts: head, thorax, and the abdomen.
The insects also have 2 and 6 jointed legs, and they have composed eyes. Also, the insects reproduce by laying eggs. Some insects have pair of wings too. Some insects do not have pair of wings.
Yes, Rehana, I still remember the characteristics of insects very well. And also, as we made the model of the ant, in which it is very clear that the legs of the ant were attached only in the thorax. Have you all seen a spider? Do you know that the spider is not an insect?
Yes, Lakshana, spider is not an insect. Do you all know why spider is not an insect? Spider is not an insect because it only has 2 body parts, but insects have 3 body parts. Insects have 6 legs, but spiders have only 8 legs. Insects have antennae, but spiders have spinnerets. Spinnerets are used to spinning the web. Thank you.
I use a Venn diagram to compare an insect with the spider. I have the common characteristics in the center of the circles that they both reproduce by laying eggs and they are invertebrates. The other different characteristics are on either side of the circles.
Yes, Vishrut?
Riya Mithun.
Vishrut, you can start.
Ma'am, actually no one's talking because I think they have.
Never use your mind.
Ms. Parmila, you can ask them to go to the next.
Ma'am,
Yes, Vishruth, start.
another classification of the animals are birds. They have common characteristics. They they lay eggs. They are they have pair of wings. They reproduce by giving laying eggs. They are warm-blooded.
What about bats, Vishruth? They also have wings to fly. Aren't they classified under birds?
No, bats are not birds. Bats are pair of wings. They reproduce by giving birth to young ones. They feed with their milk. Let's compare with bat and birds with Venn diagram.
Yes, Vishruth, you are right. We also have learned to use the Carroll diagram like this to classify the animals easily. I have two key questions, horizontally and vertically. Now, for example, I pick an animal cat. I need to ask all these four questions to myself. Only when the answer is yes, I write the name of the animal in the respective boxes. Has two legs, has more than two legs, can fly, cannot fly, and hen, bat, flies, mosquitoes, cockroaches, penguins, ostrich, spider, crab, cat, monkey. All these are the examples for it.
I could see Samruth playing with this fishing game.
I am trying to fish. Can you see? I could pick some of the fish, but I am unable to do so with all the fish. Bhavnisha, can you guess why?
Yes, Samruth, I know why you are able to pick only a few fish. You have a magnet to pick the fish, and you have fixed some materials inside the fish. Only the materials having the magnetic property will stick to the magnet. For example, metal pins.
You are right, Bhavnisha. Material like plastic and rubber do not have the magnetic property. That is why some fish didn't stick to the magnet.
That's cool, Samruth. Now Adav has an experimental setup with him. Can you say the investigation you're going to show?
I am going to investigate the observancy of different types of papers. I have taken 4 different types of papers. I need to do a fact test. So, I have taken all the glasses of the same size. I also took the same length and width for all the papers. I have taken the same amount of water like this and leave it for a minute. Then I take the papers out to see which paper absorbs the most water. Now I can conclude that the tissue paper absorbs the most water.
I think we all understood how to remove factors. Some of our friends has batteries, bulbs, and wires. Do you know what you are going to do?
Dhyan, start.
Anna, weren't we also curious and eager when Miss Parimla told us to be ready with these materials?
Of course, and I was so curious. And when we started our hands-on activity, it was quite difficult for me to get it as Miss Parimala instructed to do all by ourselves. But then the second day, I was able to do all by myself. Come, let us see how it works.
Yes, Vaibhav.
Start. Ashwin,
Yes, Vaibhav. We investigated the conductivity of electricity with different materials. It was so interesting. Now I have an aluminum foil paper with me. Now I'm going to test it if it conducts the electricity. Yes, it lights the bulb. It is a conductor.
Now, I have a plastic spoon with me. I am going to test if it conducts electricity. Oh no, the bulb did not light up. So, plastic is an insulator.
I have a metal spoon. Now I'm gonna test if it conducts electricity. Yes, it lights the bulb. So metal is a conductor.
I have a different material with me now. I'm going to use a pencil to investigate. Oh yes, the bulb lights up.
Gosh, but pencil is made of wood. When I tested, it did not light up. Wood is an insulator. Did you do any magic?
No, Inyashri, I just used a pencil point which is made up of graphite, which is non-metal, which also conducts electricity.
After we learned this concept of conductors and insulators, I just wanted to make an electric greeting card. I used leftover aluminum foil instead of copper wire.
I too made one and surprised my dad.
Income tax. Income bank.
That was no rocket science for us. Now Adit has something interesting to show us. What is that, Adit?
Hello everybody, I have made this car with different materials. The outer body is made of cardboard which is rigid and strong, and I have surrounded with duct tape that is waterproof. And I have placed rubber tires so it can go smoothly on the road. And I have placed plastic cover for the windshields that is transparent. And I have also made this magic wand, and I can move the car without touching with this magic wand. Do you want to see? You must be wondering how the car moves. I have placed a magnet back of the car as well as in the magic wand. We all know magnets attract, but I have placed same poles of magnet in the car as well as in the magic wand. So it repels and it moves. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Adit. I request Rian to carry over the student with confidence.
Good morning, Raksters. I am Rian from grade 2. I welcome you all to the math conference led by my friends. Let me start with chips. We have Aradhana, Magil, and Rana and Imans to talk about 2D and 3D shapes.
Happy morning to one and all. Here's the cube that they have. A cube consists of 6 square faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. When the square faces of a cube are separated at the edges and laid out flat, they make a 2D figure called a net. I have 4 different nets on this chart. All these have 6 square faces, but not all these nets would make a cube. Let me demonstrate the same to you. So, this net makes a cube. And this net doesn't make a cube because there's a gap in the side. And this net makes a cube. And this net doesn't make a cube because there's a gap in the front. So, only 2 out of these 4 nets can be used to make a cube. Thank you.
Thank you, Aravana. Now let me tell you difference in 2D and 3D shape. 2D shape look flat, whereas 3D shape look real. 2D shape are easy to draw compared to 3D shape. 2D shape have side and vertex. 3D shape have face, edge, and vertex. Now I will show my 2D shape. These are their examples. Thank you. Thank you, Madhilan.
Mom, when my turn will come, Mom?
Thank you, Madhilan. Happy morning. Here I have 2 3D shapes. One is prism, one is pyramid. The prism has 2 bases called end faces, and the side faces are rectangular or square. And the prism is named by triangular prism. And the pyramid has 1 base. Side faces are triangle, and they meet at the top vertex. And the pyramid is named by square pyramid. Thank you.
Thank you, Rana, for explaining about prism
Miss Kritika ma'am, no one is here. No ma'am's here, ma'am. Only you are here.
Thank you, Rana, for explaining.
Sorry, Himavat, we are here. We are very much here and we are looking at Kritika, Himansh's audio is not clear.
Into comparison, let me tell you what is a Venn diagram. Venn diagram denotes a relation between two sets of items. It is made up of overlapping circles. Each circle denotes an item. Here, the circle on left denotes prism and the circle on right denotes pyramid. The overlapping part denotes the property that are common to both prism and pyramid. A prism has two bases and rectangular face. But the pyramid has one base and triangular face. Both are 3D shaped and both cannot have circles in any side. Thank you.
That was simple yet clear as crystal. Now we have Alia and Ishana who would give us some real life examples to relate place values.
Good morning. Here I have a model of a cinema theater. When we go to a cinema theater, the comfort of the seats are the same. The movie is the same, but still, the cost of the seats vary depending on their position. The cost of the seats cost less than the seats in the back. But what about the sports stadium? A basic sports stadium scenario is different. Here I have a model of a sports stadium. The tickets cost for the seats vary depending on various categories. There are the executive seats, luxury seats, suites, and so on. Obviously, who want the comfortness to watch the game, higher the cost of the seat. Even though everyone is going to the same game, depending on the place where the seats are, the tickets cost vary. Similarly, place value depending on the place where they are. Thank you.
That's great, Ishana and Alia. Now, Ishan and Gwen will tell us more about place values in math.
You all know that there are only 10 digits in math. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Here is whatever the number may be, big or small, it's all found with these 10 digits. Here is a number 27. As it is a 2-digit number, its places are tens and ones. And value of 2 is 20 and value of 7 is 7. Here is another 2-digit number, 72. Its places are tens and ones. And the value of 7 is 70 and value of 2 is 2. Now we will explain about 3-digit numbers.
Thank you, Ishan. Let me show you an example with 3-digit number. The place values for 3-digit numbers are 100, tens, and ones. The value, let me show you an example, 777. The value of digit 7 in hundreds places 700. The value of digit 7 in tens places 70. And the value of digit 7 in ones places 7. As Ishana told, depending on the places, the value of digits vary.
Thank you, friends. I have always felt
Hello, Nishan, listen please.
help me.
Not to worry, Leon. I have something for you. Look at this place value chart. Let me start counting forward by 1 from 435. I start changing the one place till I reach 9. Four, 436, 437, 438, 439. Once I reach 9, I change the 10th place and start over from 0 and 1 place. Similarly, we can count backwards also. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Let me try counting back by tens with the same chart. But now I'll only change the tens place. When we are counting in tens, one's place will never change. I'll start from 435 itself. 435, 425, 415, and 405. Now, when I reach 0, I'll go to the next place and change it to 3 and start over from 9 in the tens place. 395, 385, and so on.
That is interesting. Do you think we can also use this chart for counting in hundreds?
Of course, let me show you. You know, when we're counting in hundreds, tens and ones place will never change. Here, let me start counting on by hundreds. From 123, 123, 223, 323, 423, 523, and so on. In fact, counting in hundreds is a piece of cake for me. I don't even need this chart to count in hundreds.
Wow, thank you, Neha, Nila, and Sasha. You have really made it look like a piece of cake. Here comes comparing and ordering numbers in real life scenarios. I request Meenakshi and Riya to present their examples for the same.
A game where a heavy metal ball is thrown as far as possible. The one who throws it farthest wins the game. In cruiser of USA threw the ball to the distance of 22.52 meters.
Throw bigger, the record number, the chances of winning are 9 shot. So but what about a running race?
In a running race, lesser the recorded time, higher are the winning chances. Here, let me show you with the data from the same 2016 Rio Olympics. This is the recorded time, women's 5,000 meter running. Women of Kenya won the gold with least recorded time of 14 minutes and 26 seconds.
Okay, see comparing and ordering numbers in sports. Is that it? Where else do we use to compare numbers, Hasini?
Comparing numbers is everywhere, Rian. In this pandemic situation, we have started buying more things online. My mom used to compare the price, customer reviews before ordering something. In every news channel, we are showing so much data related to COVID. Look at how many charts I have seen related to just COVID.
Now you do the math.
Firstly, I get the big picture now. Thank you so much. I see that you have gone an extra mile in demonstrating few real life examples. You're comparing numbers. Now, Vidur and Sravanti and Samruta mathematics.
In live on Facebook. Here I have prepared a chart with the rules for comparing numbers. These are the symbols for comparing less than, greater than, equals to. These are the two rules that we have learned for comparing numbers. Rule 1 that we have that the numbers with most digits is always greater. Rule 2 when two numbers have the same numbers of digit for compare of digit comparing the digit from left to right.
Thank you, Vidur. That was clear. That was clear as crystal. And now let me show you how to order numbers from smallest to largest. Now I have four numbers. They are 405, 450, 782, and 45. The first smaller number is 45 because it has two digits only. The next number is 450, 405, 405 with 4 in hundreds place, 0 in tens place. Now I have two numbers left. They are 450 and 782. The next smaller number is 450. The last number is 782. I found it by seeing the hundreds place. Thus, I have ordered the numbers from smallest to largest. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanti. Here I am to share how to order this number from largest to smallest. Now I have four numbers 73, 892, 561, and 516. 892 is the largest number with 8 in a hundreds place. 70 is the smallest number, it only has two digits. Now I have only two numbers left 561 and 516. Both having 5 in the hundreds place, so I look at the tens place to find out that 561 is greater than 516. So I order my number from largest to smallest.
Thank you, friends. Here comes my most favorite concept, rounding numbers. We have Dira and Maha Kriti to show how rounding is used in our day-to-day life.
Happy morning. Other day, I was with my dad while filling up petrol for our car. I have already learned that petrol is measured in liters, but dad asked petrol to be filled for 1,000 rupees.
So the petrol is measured in rupees, then you are confusing me, Dira. So, Dira.
Dira, continue.
Ma'am,
Continue, Dira.
let me explain, Rian. Look at this chart. Cost of 1 liter is
of petrol. Now isn't it easy to handle and measure that amount?
Dira, look, I have other examples of rounding. Here are a few bills that I have collected. Do you see the total amount in this bill?
Yes, I do. It says rupees 1,480 and 84 paise.
But how do we be 84 paise? That is why the amount to be paid is rounded to rupees 1,480. To sum up, rounding means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. The result is less accurate but easier to use.
Thank you. That was informative. Now we are Batulam and Raven to show how we learned rounding the numbers.
Rounding numbers is very easy. Using this rule, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Let me explain step by step on how to round 367 to the nearest 10. Step 1. Circle the tens place. Step 2. Underline the ones place. Step 3. Now look at the ones place and ask, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Here, 7 is 5 or more, so I raise the score of the tens place from 6 to 7. And I change the ones place to 0. Thus, 367 becomes 370.
Ma'am, I cannot sit so long, ma'am.
Well, I am here to explain step by step on how to round to the nearest 100. It is very much similar to what Batul has shown, but with very little differences. Here, let me take the same number, 367. Step 1. Circle the hundreds place. Step 2. Underline the tens place. Now look at the tens place and ask, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Here 6 is 5 or more, so I raise the score of hundreds place from 3 to 4. Then I change the tens and ones place to 0. Thus 367 is rounded up to 400. Thank you.
That is great. Thank you. I
Ma'am,
request
I cannot sit so long, ma'am. Can I leave?
great. Thank you. I request Riya, Mithun, and Ritya and Pari to talk about addition and subtraction.
My birthday party next week. Myself and my sister were arguing on what to serve for snacks. So rather than arguing with her, I thought, why not take a survey and answer them what they like? Here is my survey to find what is their favorite snack among the given options. Out of 20 friends, 11 of them preferred pizza, 7 of them preferred burger, and only 2 voted for samosa. Now this will help me to buy exactly what is needed. I double checked the total with the number of persons that would come to the party. So you see, addition and subtraction are present all around us, starting from simple counting to complex processes. Thank you. Thank you, Ria. Now I'm going to explain addition with renaming using addition checklist. Now I always start at the respective places. Now I'm going to add 26 and 37. 6 plus 7 is 13. I carry over 1 on the tens place. Now I'm going to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. Now my answer is 63. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pati. I'm going to explain subtraction with naming using a poem. My example is 353 minus. Now in ones place it is 3 minus 2. So more on the top, no need to stop. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Now
In tens place, it is 5 minus 8. More on the floor, go next door, get 10 more. So now in tens place, 5 becomes 15, and in hundreds place, 3 becomes 2. Now 15 minus 8 is 7. Now in hundreds place, there is no number to subtract, so we write 2 as it. Now the answer is 271. Thank you all.
Thank you. We have another interesting topic, measurement. I welcome Christian and Ira to talk about measurements in real life. Cooking and baking both require math skills. That is, if you want your food to taste good, you need the right amount of ingredients to bake a perfect cake. For example, if you add more baking powder, the cake would rise too much and collapse. If you add a little than required, the cake will not at all rise. Ingredients must be measured perfectly to get a yummy treat. So many tasty meals and even turning the stove or oven requires math in order to get the right temperature. So many tasty meals and treats are possible thanks to math. Yes, thanks to math. My stomach is growling already.
Hold your horses, Rian. Let math help you get your hands dirty. Planting in all seasons requires math. If you're starting from a seed, measuring and keeping track of time are important for successful sprouts. Once you've planted in the ground or in pots, measuring and counting are necessary to know where to dig holes and where to plant. Measurement also comes in while taking care of plants once they're planted, like watering.
That is interesting. Thank you, Ira and Christian. Now let us listen to Nitish and Ira's conversation that would help us realize how important the units are in measurement.
I'm taking a survey from my friends for fitness related data. Can you please answer a few questions?
Sure, Ira, happy to help.
What is your height?
My height is 90.
Is it 90 meters?
Oh, no. Do I look like a palm tree to you? It is 90 centimeter, girl.
Okay. Then you should have to 90 centimeter first itself. Now tell me correctly, what is your weight?
My weight is 28 kg.
Fine. What is the distance between your home and the nearby playground?
I do not know exactly, but I think it will be around 3 meters from my home.
Wow! So you have a playground within your home itself?
No. Why do you say so?
Because you said that the distance to the playground is 3 meters, which is probably within your room.
Oh, sorry, it is 3 kilometers, not 3 meters.
Okay, just kidding. Thank you, Nitish, for your time.
You're welcome, Hira. Thank you, Nitish and Hira. That was funny. Last but not least, we have Batule to explain us the basics of measurement.
Now we know how important measurement is in our life. We have learned about length, mass, and capacity. Length is how long something is, mass is how heavy something is, and capacity is how much a container can hold. Here are the units of length that we have learned: millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Units of mass are grams and kilograms. Units of capacity is milliliter and liter.
Thank you, Batul. Now that we have come to the end of the SLC for grade 2, I thank all the teachers, parents, and my fellow Raksters for this wonderful morning. Ma'am?
On behalf of my learners, I would also like to thank Shweta ma'am, the head of school, Mr. Ramachandra sir, and the principal ma'am for providing us with this great Thank you all again.
Thank you again.